Hello Nottinghamshire Madness fans, welcome to another video. I'm at the, I think it's known as the Bellway housing development, Lyndhurst, Berry Hill, Mansfield, and I'm one of the public bridleways that's been closed now for, I would think, the best part of 2 years to allow the development to process, and that is all well and good, and the development has been done and the houses have been built and people are living in them. But Bellway have failed to reinstate public access to the bridleway. They were given, from what I understand from reading the press, they were given a 21-day notice or order by Notts County Council to complete the works, and I guess that probably expired around 21 days ago. Anyway, they've done nothing. I found a key, an Oxford key, to somebody's bike lock. I'll tie that to the barrier if I can't find something to tie it on with. So this is the bridleway. It runs. This is the Mansfield Ashfield regeneration route. I think it's called the Mar route. Beyond there is there's Harlow Wood and the Forest Stone. You may have seen that on one of my videos. So this is the bridleway that continues from, I guess, I would think it continues from Bridleway, Ravenshead, and it comes through here, comes up past the Forest Stone, up to the Mar Road. There's traffic control there for horses and bicycles, which is good. Then you come across here, and this is what is as it is at the moment. It is a public bridleway. Horses can get through there, that's good. Harris fencing is all still in place. There's absolutely no movement in undoing what's done. I'll bring you back from the other side, and we'll see what's closed there. So I've moved to the other end now. So here we've got the Mar Road, and this is the island at the back of the Bellamy estate. That's where we were at the top there. We were looking down here. Incidentally, I found 2 bike lock keys, so they are up there fastened to the railings if anybody's lost a bike lock. Keys, an Oxford key and another key, I'm not sure what it is. Anyway, so people have managed to make an unofficial way through, which is good to see. There's the blackbird there, just having a hop around. We won't disturb the blackbird. So this is a nice track. This cuts through. I noticed the A-frame barrier is a bit narrower here than the others showed on a previous video, but this is a nice track. It cuts through. There's a few green areas. I've been up there. It's this compacted, hardcore surface, but the water runoff is actually the water runoff is causing little canyons, water gullies down it. So how they'll address that, I don't know, because I think one section was quite dangerous to ride. Anyway, they've cut the grass. The house fencing is still up. People have done a bit to remove it. Good on them. I'll bring you back from the other side and take some more pictures, another bit of video. Catch you later. There's a blast from the past. A telegraph pole. So this is where the Lyndhurst farm used to be. When it was empty for years. and derelict for years. Homeless were living in it for a while. All the farm buildings was there. I did go around it in the days before urban exploring. But yeah, a telegraph pole. That's cool. Well, as luck would have it, I found the temporary closure of Bridleway. The Nottinghamshire County Council, Mansfield Bridleway, number 26, Black Scotch Lane. Temporary prohibition consultation order number 2 hereby is given that the Secretary of State, essentially, when I get around to it, it comes into force. Came into force 2020, 30th of May, and should remain closed until the 29th of May 2022, being extended and continue in force until 29th of May 2023, or until completion of the relevant works, which is ever sooner. So that's actually a license not to get off the backside and do anything. But yeah, there's the enforcement notice. We'll have a picture of this, and this is a view from the Newark Road. This is the horse corral and lights for horses. That's where people can cross. It's quite a good place. All these barriers, they're continually repairing these and replacing them because of the blind motorists. So if you do come down here, be very cautious. I have noticed a lot of slows for those wanting to make slow gin, and I have noticed, it's early for them yet, what we call either cob nuts or hazelnuts. They're not ready to pick until they started going brown. So it seems to have been a good year for cob nuts, and they're all over the place. So cob nuts and sloes, and also on the ride in I have seen oodles and oodles of blackberries, but they are roadside blackberries, so probably not the best option because it absolutely stinks of engine fumes here. In fact, it's bloody vile. Anyway, we'll get to the other end eventually. Thanks. We're doing a little bit of a video on the move. It's one of those multi-purpose pavements for bikes, horses and pedestrians. There's loads of hazelnuts along this route, I've got to say. Bit of roadkill. The other side of the fence here, there's going to be further housing developments. We can't get in there yet. I might go and see if I can do another video on that. I'm out on the Pashley Pronto electric. Brilliant bike, and loving it. It carries all my shopping, all my gear. Not got a particularly good range. It may do 20 miles, I don't know. I think the battery's on its last legs. I think it's only 12 amp hour battery, and I am a bone idle rider. I let the bike do the job. Ooh, sinkhole. Can't beat a sinkhole. Right, we're at the other side of it all now. Oh. So this bit is a little bit less inaccessible. I know you can get around the end. There's a chap here though working with his machine. I don't want to disturb him too much. They've left a load of rubbish there. Disgusting. How disgusting. Anyway, this is the other end of the bridleway. and then the bridleway will continue. You've seen the video on the A-frame barriers. The bridleway continues down there, and that is open and has been open for a good while. There may be no more on this video. I'll ride around the estate whilst I'm here, and catch you later. This is something that gets my goat. The mindset of planners, road workers, people that do these jobs. They're working on the road, so what they do is they hinder the pedestrian and the cyclist by default. So they bang a sign right in the middle of the pavement. It's a sign for the road user, so they block the pavement. Absolute total pig ignorance, but that is the mindset of the people that control our highways and byways, that if you're not in a car, you are of the least priority. I thought whilst we're out on here, we'll do a little circumnavigation of these routes. So where we come to the end here, which I'm not going to go that way, I'm going to turn right here actually. Right at the end, if you go left, that goes down to the island of the Road that was. I was going to take you to the other end, but there's somebody walking up it. I'm going to get them on video. So, lovely green, well, soon to be green wasteland. Got the road over there. This track leads down to where we were, to where it's closed. So amenity wise, dropping it down a gear for the corner, amenity wise it's nice. It's just the driveway's closed. That's the purpose of the video really. I'm just sort of showing you the potential of when the bridleway is fully open, because it goes down there. It's at the bottom. So for the people that live here, it's rather nice. Like I say, I'm on the Pronto electric. It's good. It has 9 power levels. You just drop it down to, I normally ride on number 3. So there's a few of these green areas that aren't actually quite green yet. I don't suppose they're going to do anything with regards to where I've done bits of grass. Right, I'll stop recording here, and I'm going to walk around, go around the rest of the estate. Catch you again in a bit probably. This is one of those rain gullies I talked about. Let's go a bit further along it. It's not going to get any better. I first found these on a winter's evening, so they're not going to get any better. They're going to get bigger. So it'll make it unusable, I guess. But hey ho. Stick about. I'm off-roading. Pashley Pronto. Off-road. I'm not going over the banks though. Let's see what we can see. This end of that development is yet to be started. At the end of this, we've got the A60 Nottingham Road junction with the Road. Hello. Pashley Pronto off-road. What a cool place for the kids to come and BMX. Sandbanks and sand hills, you probably can't see it. I'm destined to come a cropper on this, I think. Did we go over there or not? No. Andrew, you're old. 60 something, how old I forgot. Yeah, 64, not 14. In the background over there you can see West Notts College. I think it's now got a university tag. Full power is a little bit too much for Pashley off-roading, so I've dropped down to level 5. A little bit more a little bit more civilized. The battery's down to about 43%, so if it suddenly stops and starts again, it's because I've swapped the battery. I don't like going much below this. So what started out to be a ride out for a nice little whinge and moan and groan about the lack of attention to the Bridleway, it's turning out to be a rather nice little ride out. There's a little cocker spaniel in front of me with its owner, who's absolutely no control. I don't mind that. Hello. Come on.
Sorry, thank you.
Never apologise for your dog. Another battery. When I said the battery was on 43%, it was actually the card was 40% full. 43% full. I should not be allowed near technology. Hey ho. Anyway, I changed the battery. It was a great little ride, bit of off-road ride. We're back on the back down the housing development. I thought it's been such a pleasant day, afternoon, because we have had some really dodgy weather this last few weeks in the UK. And I've shot the Bridleway, and I'm sure people will watch that bit and then turn off. I don't mind, but those of you who've stayed about, we've had a little ride around on the Pashley Pronto. Here it is. Oh, nothing too madness. Here's the battery. I think it's only about a 12 amp hour battery, and I did have it on another bike again for a while, and it did last a bit longer, because this is, you know, it's a heavy bike. It's a heavy bike, and Sturmy Archer 3-speed. It's not particularly high gearing. I've got a 22 tooth sprocket on the back end. Just need to face you towards me a minute because there's somebody coming towards me. So I've got a 22 tooth sprocket on the back, and I think it's a 46 on the front, on the baffang. Oh no, probably 44 on this one. I think the Mongoose got a 46. But so we're just going to breeze off down here back towards the entrance of the estate. I'll let you have another look. All this road, and automatically, I assume, parks on the pavement. I'm not sure where that fitted into the highway code in the driving test. Here's the burn idle. Don't give a monkeys. We'll drop down the rest of the Bridleway. Now there's somebody coming towards me again now with a dog. for the dogs, so just keep you facing towards me for a bit. Hi there. They were desperate to pounce on me and you've stopped them. Thank you. Yeah, lovely bit of Bridleway. This comes down to what's called Old Newark Road. That's where we were at the top before we went off-roading. So this is the bottom end of this section of Old Newark Road. It is a byway. It is a public road. Still carries public road status. Goes through there, crosses to the back of Bellamy, goes on through to South Road up near the Aldi, which is a lovely bike ride, and there's some lovely oak trees along there. That's another video soon. There's 13 oaks, oak lined avenue, which is gorgeous. Anyway, just select first gear, up the power a bit, and we're going to ride up Old Newark Road. Like I say, if you're still with me, a little bit too much power on, I think. If you're still with me, thanks for standing by. Bit of history here. Still got way too much power on. I'm convinced I'm going to come a cropper. I'm riding one-handed on rough ground on a handful of a bike. So I've got my helmet on. I'm not actually a big advocate of everyone having to wear bike helmets. Very much personal preference. This grit is like an inch deep and it's deadly. I think maybe the safest thing to do is to stop. Whilst I'm surviving, the safest thing to do is stop and carry on, probably to the pub. So I'll end the video here. If you watched it to the end, again, once again, thank you very much. If you watched it to the end, please give me a like, please subscribe, please look at my other videos. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much. I tricked you. I've come back. Thought I'd show you this. This is a gully worn by the rain. So I've taken a photograph. I've got it pinpointed on the map. Like I say, it's public highway. We'll when I get home, I shall fill out the necessary form on the Nottinghamshire problems on cycle paths or bridleways and report it, and they will in due course come and fill it in. I'm actually going a bit further, so I'm even going to bring you back again. Keep you watching. Catch you in a bit. This is the bottom A-frame barrier. If you remember from my A-frame barrier video a couple of weeks ago, I've tried to put a link in the description if you can work out how to do that. Just to give you the logistics of where I am. location wise. So I'm sort of still on Old Newark Road. So I'm going to go up to the end. I'm going to cross the new bit of road. Actually, I'm going to swap hands to see if it's any better, because of the age of the bicycle, I've got a thumb throttle. So we just come up here to the main road, to wherever the crossing may be. Something of interest, and I find highly amusing on these channels and on the news, is the talk of cyclists going through red lights, and motorists, people in cars, put videos on of people going through red lights. Well, I want to go through red light. Look, here we go. Through the red light. They never complain about that. I could have stopped the traffic. I could have pressed the button and waited. Smooth tarmac. That's the view. Oh, we'll try to take in the view a bit. Let's stop. Front brake's not as good as the rear brake. Right. So this is now the back of Bellamy Road. This is Old Newark Road, that I understand still has vehicle right of way. This is where they're going to build more houses. That's the Lyndhurst wind farm. That's right through the distances Rainworth, and I think it's called Python Hill, and there's a couple of windmills going on over there. I've swap you back to my right hand. I'm not comfortable riding left-handed. No, right-handed. So lovely smooth bit of tarmac down towards the Bellamy estate. I'm bringing it down here because I want to go and look at the oak trees. I did once write to the local authority and asked them to be protected, have a TPO put on them, and they said it's up to the owners to ask to have a TPO. Yet elsewhere in town they impose TPOs. A TPO is a tree preservation order. So this is how bizarre councils operate. This is a nice tree line. Yeah, that's just how bizarre councils operate. They they won't put a TPO on 13 oaks on an avenue that's beautiful, but they'll put a TPO on an oak tree in somebody else's garden without being asked. How bizarre. Although it is a money making scheme, because when the oak tree is in somebody's garden and the people that own the tree take due responsibility for the care of the tree, they have to pay 300 quid to have planning permission to trim it. And there's somebody shouting at me. Still shouting at me. That's what you get. I bet he's still shouting at me too. And I'm a long way out of sight. I think last time I had someone shouting at me was in Cambridge. He was quite cool actually. He was shouting at me and filming me. So hopefully someone's got me on YouTube. Right, I'll bring you back a little bit further on. So this is Old Newark Road. Now this has vehicle access rights of way, but the council have blocked it because people were driving down it. Does that make sense? So it's a public road that has vehicle rights of way. People are driving down it, so they've blocked it. So this was full width for a vehicle, and now it's a narrow little path, and I guess it's going to disappear. Good old Mansfield District Council. So we're still on Old Newark Road, and we've come up behind the Bellamy estate. We've got Aldi through there and the Scottish restaurant. These are the oaks I was talking about that line this little avenue, and they've been planted because they're in a straight line. They're in a straight line there, but there are some self-sets. You see there's two there together which have self-set early on. There's a cracking oak here. And so I don't know how old these are going to be, but I did ask the council to put a TPO on them, because that's building land, that's building land, this is a public road, it's not very wide, and we all know what's going to happen. So the local councillor for the ward, I approached him, I approached MDC, and because the owner, it's up to the owner to ask for a tree preservation order. And I think they're marvellous. Let's walk down to this. There's one here that's proper gnarly. This is housing, or going to be housing. This is going to be industrial. Probably turning the clock back to the Victorian times, where housing in this industry were put together. So this is a bit of a gnarly oak. It's obviously had some trauma happen to it to fork like that in the trunk, so I guess a bit's broken off in its life or whatever, I don't know, and sort of a branch has taken control of the growth. There's certainly a great big oval where a branch has been there. It's come off many years ago. There's another one opposite. Although I think this has had a few cars crashed into it in its day. This was an area that was prolific for people dumping stolen cars. Nice bit of horse grazing going to waste. There's the Lyndhurst wind farm. I'm going to try to ride with you to the end of the road, well, almost to the end. There's a house at the end. We don't need to get on film, do we? So I just think there's, like I said, I think there's 13 of these oaks which do need some management. Unfortunately, I suspect their future, just get going, I suspect their future is in the hands of some property developer. It really will be a shame to lose them. But like I say, it was planted as an avenue of oaks. You can see that it was definitely planted. Right, yet again, we'll stop the video. I'll say cheerio, I'll say thank you, I'll say subscribe, I'll say give me a thumbs up. I love to hear your comments. Don't forget, you can email me on, all in lowercase, nottinghamshiremadness@yahoo.com. love to hear from subscribers, love to hear from people, love to hear about your antics, what you get up to with, whether it be Bromptons, horses, whatever you do. Love to hear from you. And I'm sure this is the end of the video, so thank you so much for watching.